In this video, we are going to install Azure CLI and check the online reference and try some examples. To install Azure CLI, what you can do, you just do the Google search, something like this, install the Azure CLI for Windows, whatever the operating system, that you have. And then once you search, you will land on this particular page. This is a learn page, and this is where you can see that there are few types of installer available, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, right? You choose based on your need. What I did, I basically downloaded the Microsoft installer MSI, and I just install it. It just next, nothing there fancy. You just go ahead, download, and click on that MSI installer, and you would be in a position to install the Azure CLI. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll bring the terminal, Windows terminal from the other side actually, which is a command prompt. Let me go ahead, pull that there. That's the command prompt. Okay. Let's go ahead and maximize this a bit so that you can see a little bit better. Okay. Let's do like that. And now what we can do, we can check the version of the Azure CLI, by using the command called az-version, and you can see that it is installed, right? That's the first thing. Now, how you can log in? You just go ahead and say az login. That's the command that you use to log in interactively. Hit enter, and window will pop up something like that, right? And this is the account that we are interested. We're just going to select the account, and you should be in a position to get in, right? And it will show you some information saying that, yeah, you logged in. It's trying to get the details. Let the details pop up on the screen so that we can get to the next stage. There you go. You can see that there is a one subscription. That's a subscription ID. And whatever the tenant that I got, right? I don't have many more. I can go ahead and select. It's saying that just input the number. We're selecting that, and now we have that subscription set within this command prompt, right? Now what we can do, I just wanted to show you some of the reference that you can refer here. Here you can see that Azure command line reference, right? Search something like that, and then you would get something like this. This is where you can check some of the references. You might want to use different ways of authenticating to the Azure CLI, and we did something using interactively. But if you want to make use of like a manage identity or service principal, right, you have those instructions handy. You might use manage identity when you accessing the desktop computer in the cloud itself, right? And that particular machine has a RBAC permission to do certain operations, right? That's the time you make use of the manage identity. Service principal, sometimes, like, for specific reason you might use service principal also to log into the command line, not with your own details, right? So you can use those things as well, right? Here there is a good article list. My suggestion would be, you can always get a guidance from here. What is essential, I just wanted to highlight here, is basically when you click on a specific reference such as like a AZ account, and you want to know what are the different parameters that you can pass on to that particular the command, just go deeper and deeper, just keep clicking, and then you come to know that these are the kind of like parameters that you can pass to that particular AZ CLI. Okay, that is how you navigate through the reference basically, and you got a reference for almost like all the things that you can do with Azure. It's pretty huge, and I will leave it to you. It just basically, I just wanted to provide you some insight there, but you can see that the reference is there for each and every service that is available in Azure, right? And you consume based on what you need, right? You don't need to know as such like what is that command and all that. You can always come back, refer the documentation, and basically build your script, right? That's the way it works actually. Nobody try to remember all those things, right? That's the thing. Now what we do, we just go ahead and try to basically run few things in the command line. Not this one. Okay, I think I have a different terminal. Let me see on the other screen. That is the one we are referring. All right, so what is that we're gonna do? We just go ahead and create the resource group first. Okay, so I'm copying from the other side. Let me copy that, come here and hit. That's the my Azure CLI RG resource group in Australia East we creating using the Azure CLI command, and that's how it works, right? You got a response back, that means operation was successful. Otherwise you can get some kind of red text there, right? Next one is let's go ahead and create one storage account. I think during the demos something like a storage account is easy to create. Otherwise we have to have a kind of like a network created and so many things, right? We just want to avoid those things during the demo. So let's go ahead and create the storage account. This is the name of the storage account, my Azure CLI test 435678, something like that, and I'm putting this storage account in the resource group that we created. And you can see that my Azure CLI RG, my Azure CLI RG, and the location Australia East, the Australia East. Once this operation is successful, again it will return something like we saw as a JSON, right, document, and you can see that response is coming back. That means account is created. Now what we can do, we can take a look what are the different storage account that we got. Again, I'm going to use this command, AZ storage account list, and let's go ahead and hit enter and see what it brings to the table. Right, so it will list all the storage account that are available and which I can see using my username basically, right? So it looks like the list is big and it's very difficult sometimes to read, and this is where there is some kind of beauty provided by the Azure CLI, which is called formatting, and you can get this in the table format as well, right? So same command we are running here, but only parameter that we are passing here dash output table, right? And now you can see that you got a nice little table format displayed, which shows like a different storage of like a storage account. This is the one that we created, right, for the Cloud Shell. This one was something we did through the Cloud Shell, right? And this one also we just created right now, right? If you want the output in a again different format for some purpose like a YAML, you can always come back and basically change the format here to YAML, right? And let's see what we get. You will get a nice YAML format, right? Sometimes you need for the programming purpose and all that, right? And default is a JSON format. We saw that, but if you want to use a parameter, because someone might have said something else default, so you can get in the JSON something like this, right? And now if we go to the portal, all right, so we see the resource group. Let's go ahead and take a look whether we can see that particular resource group. There you go, my Azure CLI resource group popped up right here, and this is the kind of storage account that we created using the Azure CLI. Okay, that's it. It's very simple. Always you make use of the reference that is available on the internet, and now you know where to go and find that particular reference material to create your own commands, right? That you can use within the Azure CLI. That's all pretty much in this session.